What's up guys, it's me again, Crushed Pixel. I'm here in this room with a blaze and everything I have is this knife, and I do not want to die from this blaze here because, yeah, you know, I love my life and so, but I cannot just somehow reach the blaze because it's out of range and I do not have a bow or something. So there's only one thing left that I can do. I can try and throw my sword at it. Here we go. Yes! I hit it! This is awesome! So I managed to create a way to throw knives or swords at enemies. And this is how it works. Everything you need to do is drop that sword and it's going to throw it at the enemies. And where it lands, you can pick it up again. Obviously, let me just go into game mode 2. Oh shit, I'm nearly dead because of that blaze. But wherever I look, oh god, I don't want to die, it's going to throw that knife. It's so awesome. It's a lot of fun to throw the knives. But I just don't want to die from these creepers. Here we go. And obviously it does not work if I throw like other items, so it only works if I throw a sword. Now die, creeper. Okay, and let me just show you the way it works. First of all, I'm going to get into game mode 1 again. This is all of the redstone, including these tons of command blocks here. And yeah, what it basically does, these are two very fast clocks. And this one is the first one. I have some objectives. For example, drop item. And I can just do scope objectives list. These two are the important ones. Sword thrown and drop item. The drop item objective is of the type stat.drop, meaning it's going to increase whenever I drop an item. And this clock basically just, here we have the clock, it's these two set block commands, you know that from other videos. It tests for every player with a drop item score of at least 1, okay? So whenever I drop an item, this is going to output. Then what this does, it uses an execute command to test if I or the player with the drop item score of at least 1 has an item in a radius of 3, which is of the ID Minecraft colon stone sword, meaning it tests after I dropped an item if there is a stone sword item somewhere around me. So let's just say you saw it just outputted nothing because there is no stone sword item, but if I drop it, it found the stone sword item and it threw it. But what I also could do is just somehow manually, oh, this also counts to the drop item objective. Cool. Okay, so yeah, unless you spawn a stone sword item somewhere and then drop another item, it's always only going to activate if you actually drop a stone sword. But yeah, so this just tests if you dropped a stone sword, and then what it does, it kills every item in a radius of 4, because you cannot like specify with MBT data which item you want to kill. I will just kill every item. So if you have some creeper eggs or a spider eggs laying around and you drop that stone sword, unfortunately they're all going to disappear. Yeah, that's an unwanted side effect, but if you have these custom maps, I think there's not going to be a problem with that. Okay, and if that outputs, it kills the item and sets my sword thrown objective to 1. What happens then is all of these stone blocks get replaced by redstone blocks, and then instantly after that they get replaced with stone blocks again, meaning every single of these command blocks will get activated with nearly no lag, thanks to Citrian for showing the full clock and its advantages. The video link is in the description. And now every of these command blocks gets activated. And every single of these command blocks is for a different direction that the player is looking at. So for example, this one executes for every player that has a sword thrown score of at least 1, which means he threw a sword. And who looks in the specific direction on the X and Y axis. You can now test for that with the new snapshots. So for every direction it summons this item 1.62 blocks above the player, because, or above the feet position of the player, because that's his eye height. He summons an item with the UUID of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this UUID is good for messing around only with this single item. So we can just do everything we want to do with the item only for this item, because it has that UUID, but I'm going to show that later. It's just going to summon this item with a count of 0, so you can pick it up mid-air. And it has this specific motion that it needs to have for the direction you're looking at. So every single of these command blocks has a different motion for the stone sword. So if I look up, it's just going to, yeah, throw the stone sword up in the air. And yeah, and what happens then is it sets my drop item score to 0, and it sets my sword thrown score to 2 if I have a sword thrown score of 1. This is just to prevent the player from getting damaged by his own sword. So every player who has a sword thrown score of 2 cannot be damaged by the swords. And here's all of the damage and particle stuff. Again, we have a very fast set block clock, and this just executes for every item with the UUID, or for every entity with the UUID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which in fact will only be the thrown stone sword. The particle crit effect, having this nice look as if you were shooting an arrow. And what happens then is we have this test for command here with it tests if the entity is still existing, but I can show that then. This is the main part. We have execute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, test for block air below the item, meaning this is only going to activate if the entity with the UUID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has an air block beneath. And if it has no air block, this is not going to output. And here we have a simple AND gate, which looks pretty weird because I wanted to save space, and redstone ticks, and meaning if the thing does exist, if this item, or if this entity does exist, this torch is going to be deactivated, then deactivating this stuff here, causing the redstone torch to activate, and then trigger these command blocks, meaning if we have no air block beneath this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stone sword, meaning it's landed and it's still existing, then this is going to output. So this is just a way to test if it's on the ground. So it just activated. Here we go. It's just cool. And what happens then, it sets the sword thrown score for me to 0 again, and it summons an item where at the position of the dummy thrown sword, which is just basically a stone sword. You can like give it a custom name, for example knife, if you want it to be knife after landing again, and then it just removes the stone sword. Okay, so once it landed, you saw it deleted the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entity, and then spawned another one. And here's just the damaging part, which uses again the execute command, and it just gives an effect of instant damage to every entity which is not a player. And over here we have one, where is it? Here we go. That executes the same but for every player, and here we have that it only targets players with a sword thrown objective of 0, so it does not damage the player who actually threw the sword. In the newer snapshot, which will come out soon, we can have scoreboard values for entities too, so we could just like put this part into the add E selector, but until then we need to use that. And yeah, so that's the way it works. I think it's very, very awesome. It was a lot of work because of all of the command blocks, and I just simply wrote an MC edit filter to generate all of them, because yeah, it would have been a pain placing all of these command blocks. It's actually 2592 command blocks, and so this is always for a direction span of 4 degrees. And thanks to Stefan again, who helped me with the maths there. His channel link is also in the description. He's very good at scoreboard, redstone, and so on. Make sure to check him out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe if you liked it, and leave a like. It's no pain for you and it makes me feel good. See you in the next video. Bye!